Waka, what's up? And welcome back to the channel for yet another SC Finch review. And oh boy, I'm going to be labeling some confusion about this one, but there's a reason we're doing this one. So today on the table, we are going to be doing X-Transbots Toro, which is their take on Cliffjumper. And yes, I know I'm going to have Cliffjumper in the description. Everybody's going to think, oh man, is that Fans Toys Parkour? And no, but I am doing it because for those who don't know, the premiere video for the forthcoming Fans Toys Parkour did drop a few days ago. That is Fans Toys take on Cliffjumper, which I also have pre-ordered, so we will kind of do a little comparison once that arrives. So I figured, you know what, let's kind of take a step back and let's review another really awesome masterpiece Cliffjumper offering, and that of course is the X-Transbots Toro, one that I regularly tout on the interwebs as XTB's greatest hits, or one of them. Again, this is really a cool little bot, and I just can't wait to share it all with you. But let's get to all the quick basic stuff. Now, I don't have the box. I actually bought this secondhand. There is a reason I bought it secondhand. I will explain very shortly, but first we are going to go through what I do have. We'll take a quick look at the instructions to the backside. So there we have a nice animated shot of Toro, aka Cliffjumper, and I like how they actually included it. It's the X-Transbots version. I mean, I know they kind of walked the line, and you know, the X-Transbots does have its fair share of junk and robot mode, and they just said, hey, you know what, dude, just let it all hang out. So there we go, got all the accessories. Yeah, this thing's loaded with accessories. Again, this is one exciting little bot here. And then of course we have the little Toro with his accessories, and then some transformation instructions. They actually look pretty decent. I actually never transformed to using these instructions, but these actually look pretty cool. Again, this is one of the easier X-Transbots to transform. I absolutely love it. So yeah, we can see how all that works. Then of course we got Toro holding all his little accessories, which we'll show later, and there's a nice schematic shot of Toro on the back, looking pretty cool. And lastly but not leastly, we do have the card with the same animated shot of Toro on the front. He is a warrior masterpiece mini-series, and of course strike first, strike hard, no mercy, and then of course all his stats. He's got all the courage, and there you go. You can pause it if you want to read the bio, and there we go. So that is it for all the starter. I'm going to toss this outside. We're going to take a look at the car mode. So yeah, and right away, so let me get this out straight. I am not a fan of the penny racer mode, which is why I was kind of, you know, I'm buying parkour because I like Fans Toys, but I'm not crazy about the penny racer type thing. I love the Porsche 924 alt mode of this. God, X-Trans did a knockout job. You got the little intake for the turbo there. Got some nice everything's fully painted, no transparent plastic paint for the front running lights and headlights. Got the nice little intake grill, not really their grill, like the little hood openings on there. And then of course, like, you got that look at the wheels. It's so crazy. They're just done in a black plastic. The wheels are plastic, by the way. No rubber tires. But yeah, I just love those totally 80s style wheels. And of course, you got the nice black painted, everything fully painted, just absolutely beautiful. Got some nice black for the door handles right there. Body curves look alright. I love how the wheels kind of come out and do the wheel arch. I mean, I love how this looks like just a 94. And look at those 80s headlights. That is so freaking cool. Again, painted. They look really good, really retro. And then of course you got a little windshield right around the rear here. And if we look on the bottom, you can see his head a little bit if you look in, but for the most part, pretty clean under the car. I mean, oh wow, what a spectacular alt mode. One of my favorite alt modes, in fact. I love it. It looks really cool. And real quick, one thing I want to get off the way, yeah, I brought the little stand back in because he's a wee little boy, so he does roll just like a champ. So just getting that out of the way real quick, and let's bring his stand back in. Well, not his stand, but my general stand right here, so we can get this up and going. And then, so first off, he does come with a few accessories. The first one is a major one, so he does come with this platform right here, and this is for whatever episode that he had skis on, and all it is, you just put the car under here, and they just fit right on. And I mean, you can kind of slide him around. He slides around a bit easier with that on, but you gotta have this look going on. Looks pretty awesome. I really do dig that. It looks really good. I like that. So, and then of course he does come with a couple hood inserts right here, his little hood cannon. It's unpainted and cast in a nice, at least I think it's unpainted. It's cast in this nice silver with red, and then he comes with a little antenna, which just again cast in the silver and then with the red. And you can see on the bottom they have two inserts that insert into the little intake on the hood right here, and you could just press those in. It's not the tightest thing, but you know, I'm not going to spend all day, but you can kind of get that look going on right there if you want. And then of course we can do the antenna. And again, it's not the tightest thing. I'm not going to push it in there to get it out, but it's good they have this little plate here so you can pull them out. So that is really neat. And this back latch likes to keep coming undone on me. And last but not least, let's do our eternal comparison with MP18 Streak, and you can kind of see how that works out. And you can see he's a little on the small side just due to his nature because he is a mini bot. He's a wee one, but these cars would probably be about similar size if side by side. But you can kind of get a glimpse of how the two bot toys work out from the backside. Get all that 80s, 70s goodness in there. Looks really, really cool. And as far as I know, there is no place to store the weapons on the car mode. So yeah, so with that, let's get right down to transformation. And yeah, this is a simple, fun transformation. I wish all XTBs were like this. I don't know where they lost their way, but yeah, this is definitely one of the more fun XTBs. So first things first, let us split his legs, and this all kind of just comes apart here. And what we're gonna do is you can just pull a leg out, and you can kind of give yourself some room here so we can take the hood and we can rotate, just kind of rotate similar to side. Transforms very similarly to MMC Hellion, at least from the legs. And then you're gonna bring this front end down. You can take the wheel, flip it in, fold this panel in right here, and there you have a foot all done, and this leg is just like the other one. And next up, real quick, you have this little locking mechanism. It's a very loose lock. If it hasn't unlocked itself already from pulling the leg, so you can just flip it right back into there and get that going. Next, you're going to take the doors, bring them down, and you could just uncover all of this and just kind of bring this back. And you can see it uncovers this little mini car chest. There you go. And then you see his hands right here. You can flip these up if you want, and you just pull them over and just flip them all the way around. You can see they just come right there. They're held in by a ball joint. And same thing with the other one. And you can just extend. And there we go. And you can just spin it around if you want. Same thing with the other side. And spin it around. And there you go. And then if you want, you can bring up his head right there. And we got that going right now. So now he's just an empty shell. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip these around. Flip the door around and flip the window in. And then you can just bring in, same thing on the other side. Flip it around. Flip the window in and just kind of tuck it into the chest so it's looking just like that. There we go. And next up for this back, what we're going to do is we're going to take this windshield, this rear windshield, pop it out as best we can. And then we're going to bring the wheels in, and we're just going to bring this whole rear fender in. And it's just going to go right back. The wheel is going to go right back like that. Same thing on the other side. And just make sure that the wheels are out like that, and there we go. And the last step, just going to make sure that the wheels are out as far as they will go. We're just going to fold this up just like this. The hinge is going to come down, and this is going to collapse just like this. And then what we're going to do, and actually you should have done this a little before, you're going to bring the windshield assembly up, slide it under the head, and there we go. And yeah, so, and I do believe that is it, everything coming together. And that is Toro, aka Cliffjumper, in robot mode. Sorry, and let's get a good look at Toro. So, looks like, oh yeah, this is, looks like, yeah, no, that's metallic blue for the eyes. Yeah, everything, and again, save for the gray, and, dark gray plastic, all the red looks to be painted. He's got nice, dark, transparent blue, on the chest. Looks really good, and it covers up the robot bits. The door is really nice, so can't see too much in there. It's really, really cool. One thing I do love about this, especially over the MMC, is how proportionate his body looks, at least from the front end. He has the big old car front end feet. I don't mind those. A lot of people joked and said he has snowshoes. I think they look okay. Again, really like how they just kind of compact down. Again, just looks really, really good. Just looks like a really scrappy dude. I really dig it. And then if we go to the side, yeah, this is kind of the elephant in the room. He does have pretty much half the car on his back, and that is one of the major complaints about this guy. So it does have quite a huge backpack. It is what it is. For me, again, I still think this thing has a great transformation. I still think the play factor is really cool. Yes, I get it. A lot of people don't want a huge backpack, but it is what it is. The only real complaint I have with this guy is I just kind of don't like the windshield coming under the head. I wish there was something they could have kind of done to wrap this around, fill it in. But you know what? It's X-Transbots, not over engineering something, so I'll take it. So overall, but really, like I said, XTB's greatest hits as far as I'm concerned. This is really one cool looking dude. Talk about his articulation. This guy really does quite a bit. So the head is on like a hinged ball joint. He gets about up to there, and you can look down, and he basically looks just forward, and you can spin all the way around. The arms they are on a ball joint at the shoulder. They do rotate all the way around. They do go out like that. He does have rotation at the bicep. He does have a single jointed elbow that gets you about 90 degrees. The wrist does rotate. It can go down if you want due to transformation, but yeah. And then of course the 4 fingers are on just a single hinge right there for his itty bitty hands. He does have, let's open this, he does have an ab crunch. Look at that. How about that for this little dude? Move this up, no hip skirts or anything like that. He does do a fusion high kick, just like a little bit of a fusion high kick, and you can kind of see the other leg will go back. But his legs do go back that far, and even then it's hitting up here. It'll probably hit here if you tried to go any further. And of course he does go out all the way. All the joints, and he does have thigh swivel. Real quick, I just want to state all the joints in here. All the joints, I don't think there's no ratchets on this guy, but this guy feels pretty solid as it. Oh no, I faked here. The knees are ratcheted. He's pretty solid on all his joints. I really like him. Like nothing feels like overly loose. And then of course he does have, I guess this is kind of a double jointed knee. And yeah, he'll get you a little bit over 90. That'll get you more than you ever need. And then of course toe tilt, he does kind of toe tilt down for you. He does toe tilt way up. He does ankle tilt like this, and he does ankle tilt all for days, probably due to a bit of transformation. Waist swivel as well. So yeah, big things come in little packages. This guy kind of does it all as far as articulation goes. Moving on to his accessories, this is the long part of the review. He does come with quite a bit. No alternate faces, by the way, so what you see is what you get. You want a gruff Cliffjumper, you got gruff Cliffjumper, and we can open his hands. We see no peg. There's actually just a little pinhole for everything. He does come with 3 guns. So again, and these all look, they're all cast in silver plastic with some black accents. So he's got his little heavy launcher. He does have a standard rifle type gun similar to what Sunstreaker gets, and he does have a little blaster. I believe this is similar to what Mirage gets. So again, just totally cool. This guy's just like armed to the teeth. And again, you see that you have pegs on each gun, and you can just peg that right in. And it does fit quite firmly in there, and you can close the hand and wrap around. Of course, mine's blocked off by the gun, and you can give him dual wielding if you so desire. He holds all 3 of them just the same way. Hold on, let me close that up and get that more closed up. There we go. So yeah, it helps if you just kind of slide the gun around the little pack there. And yeah, he can dual wield for days. Don't mess with the little guy. So there you go, right there. And then of course he does come with, oh yeah, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this. If you remember that episode, More Than Meets the Eye, part 1, I believe, he does come with his bazooka. That's right. And again, this is also done in a nice silver. You got the little retractable, you got the little tripod type thing, and so it's a bipod. And again, similar fashion, you just get it in there, and yeah, he can go to town. He can have Megatron dead set in his sights. How about that? He looks really, really good. So yeah, and there you go for all of his cannons. And we're not done yet. He does come with a couple spears right here. They're again done in a nice silver. I never actually saw him use these in the show, so I'm not sure if he ever had these. And he can sing. I don't see any pegs on here, so he can just single wield these if you want. And there he goes right there. Or check it out. Check it out. You can take this and you can combine them. And there you go. There you have Cliffjumper getting ready to go hunting. Again, I never saw him use this, but it's absolutely totally badass and makes for a great display option. I use this regularly when I'm displaying him. And for one more final option, he does come with, and again, this is one I don't remember the episode where we use it. He does come with his hand cannon. Looks like this silver tip might be painted, and how this fits on is you just make a fist out of his hand, and you just slide that on there, and then he can lay waste to whoever, and it'll go on either hand just fine. So there you go right there. And yeah, that is it for accessories. Now you're probably wondering, where can I store all these things, you know, especially because I got no box. And XTB had you covered, because you can't still really store them in the vehicle, but you get this nice little display tray. And what you can do is you can take the cannon, put that on there, you take the poles, and you can just have them grasp onto here, and everything just tabs right in nice and firmly. And then you can take the bazooka, you just put it in here. It goes all the way down, and then it has a little attachment right there. His gun. Oh, no. Oh, no. Whoops. Yeah, every gun really has a place on this, so you'll have no shortage of storage. And lastly, and there you go. And wait, remember this? Check it out. You got these 4 holes on the bottom. You'll notice you have 4 pegs on here, and you can just slide those on. So whenever you're not using any of his weapons, you can just have this total battle cart. Absolutely cool. So yeah, that is absolutely awesome. Absolutely dig it. Oh, and real quick, his little car attachments have nice little spots on the top to dig in. So yeah, there you go. A lot to go through, but yeah, this guy really comes with a lot of cool stuff. And for a couple quick comparisons in robot mode, there he is next to the boss spot. Let's move the camera out. MP44, so we can see how that looks out. And then we got, let's do a Takara bot. Let's do our bot from last time, another mini bot. Let's do Huffer, aka Rig from Fans Toys, and then of course Masterpiece MP39 Sunstreak, all my favorite masterpieces. Let's get him facing the camera, and so we can see how that looks. And yeah, you can see he's definitely on the wee side. And lastly but not least, let's do it with his buddy, one of the only other X-Transbots guys, not as user friendly of a guy. And yeah, even next to a Boost, who's kind of crouched down a bit, you can just see that yeah, he's definitely on the wee side, even though he comes with quite a bit more than Boost. So there you go. So let's summarize, and there it is for X-Transbots Toro, their take on Cliffjumper. And yeah, I said it before, I say it again, this is in my opinion one of X-Transbots' greatest hits. Fun transformation. I mean, he's little, but again, I've said it before, good things come in little packages. Fun transformation, especially for an X-Transbots. This thing is super stellar. Awesome articulation for the size, tons of accessories. I mean, just sort of blast of X. He's pretty much got, like, he's got more than most Autobots do, or most figures in general for that matter. Poses really well, awesome stability. The joints feel great despite only having really one ratchet on the figure. I mean, everything feels really solid on this figure. Again, I can't say I can't say enough good about it. Again, qualms, you know, yeah, the backpack, and yeah, he's got kind of the windshield for collar, and you know what, boo on all that, who cares? You know what, as far as I'm concerned, this is one cool action figure. And again, if you choose to not go for if you're not a Fans Toys fanboy like I am, and you choose to stick with this guy, I don't fault you one bit, because this is still a damn solid entry into the Masterpiece Cliffjumper line. In fact, he's currently my favorite Masterpiece Cliffjumper, and that alt mode, in fact, quite frankly, I think this guy's gonna have the better alt mode than Parkour. I'm just not a fan of the Penny Racer. I know I'm about to get a bunch of dislikes, but I'm just not a fan of the Penny Racer. I prefer the Porsche 924 look. But that being said, this guy, I believe, was reissued not too long ago. I got this guy for like 60 bucks off of another collector, so I'm really happy with that. But I believe this guy was reissued for about maybe just under $100. I'll put a link in the description to either Big Bad Toy Store or the Chosen Prime, whichever one seems to have him in stock. I'll do some research before I post this up. But yeah, and that concludes our review. So that being said, if you like this review, consider hitting that like button. Also, consider subscribing to the channel. We are growing, and I try to do between 2 to 3 Transformers reviews every week. In addition to shorts, we're doing shorts now as well. So keep on the lookout for those. And that being said, I have been FC Finch. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.